happy-go-lucky, you know, every day. Just working, you know, doing carpentry, music at night. Well, I had like a 16-hour day most of the time, you know. I would get like a lot of like angina pains, you know, and I attribute that to, you know, just working hard and stress and stuff. You know, there's always stress when you're paying bills and things. Bayer aspirin was my friend, you know. I found that would just knock off the pain for a while, you know. I had no clue that it was like something inside the heart, you know. My friend comes pick me up at 7 to go to Yankee Stadium the next Sunday. So, you know, here I am, no rest and everything, and the weekend just, you know, was long. That's when I really started feeling that ticker, you know, going through the T-shirt. You could see it kind of popping out, you know, like it was like rapid, and I'm swallowing pills, and my friend is telling me, Jimmy, what's wrong with you? You look terrible. You're like sweating, and I'm all pasty. The next day, you know, I finally got it through because of the aspirin. Next day, I went to a video shoot, you know, on a Monday, and we have a doctor in our band, Don Collins. He's a pulmonologist, and he took my pulse and he kind of saw my face, and he said, "Let's go. You got to go to the hospital." I said, "What do you mean the hospital? Take a cover of aspirin. It'll be gone in a second." No, so he finally convinced me to go. I was scared. I have not seen a doctor in 30 years prior to that. You know, I hate needles. You know, I'm afraid of what the doctor might tell me. You know, we went there and they admitted me right away because I was AFib, and I was having a heart attack. I didn't know it. Sometimes I start thinking back about it. You know, and I guess the care I got was really exquisite. You know, I can remember every nurse's face. You know what I'm saying? They're all hovering, doctors, and you know, because I guess I was on the brink of, you know, of dying. I guess, you know, when you see people constantly walking around you and doing stuff, you know, you feel like, okay, this is gonna be all right. You know, I mean, you know, considering you don't know what's gonna happen after that. You know, I don't know what is my heart black and ready to break or something? You know, I don't know, but at least I'm taken care of. I'm getting, you know, my intravenous drugs and stuff I guess I need, and very painless. You know, I thought, oh boy, it's gonna hurt. You know what I mean? You know, they made it really pleasant. You know, and comfortable, and of course my wife Millie was there. Constantly, you know, I had a couple of clogged arteries, you know, and I had a catheterization done, you know, to find out which ones were the ones that are clogged. I mean, you know, that's Chinese to me. You know, I don't know. You know, I just know a heart is like a happy thing. You know, pumps blood. I didn't know they had you know, lower chambers, upper chambers. You know, I'm a musician, for God's sake. You know, I don't know anything about hearts, but here we are, at the hospital, and they could see that. Okay, let's start here. You have like two arteries that are 80% clogged, and one is like completely clogged. You know, let's try to put a couple of stents in there because apparently my heart is too weak to have any kind of surgery. You know, I don't think I would make it through it. You know, that's what he said. There was a program, I guess it's a program, a federally funded program, that if your heart is a certain percentage of being weak, you know, I guess you're eligible to get this defibrillator / pacemaker. I did qualify for that unit because I could never afford anything like that. You know, my bank account is -0. So if it wasn't for charity care or, you know, the social services, you know, I probably would have been done already. You know, but I haven't had any incidents. Even though they told me it had corrected a couple of malfunctions, like 5 in the morning, you're sleeping and the heart chamber was going faster in one than the other. It'll start shooting little shots to equalize them, you know. So that worked, you know, because I go there once a month now to get, you know, how do you say, to get checked out, you know.
How about your hand? Are you able to move the hand?
Yeah, everything is good.
It's okay. You're able to move your hand, no
Everything
problems
no
with
problem. Dr. Schlessel recommended, and he ordered that I could take the cardiac rehab. The staff at the rehab center gave me all the tools I need to learn how to exercise and warm up and, you know, stretch. You know, stretch. Who stretches? You know, they taught me that, and they taught me how to read labels. You know, for nutritional content. They put so much work into my heart. You know, I don't find it fair that I should be ruining it again. You know what I mean? Now I could pass this down to people. I mean, I'm not going to be a preacher because, you know, You know, I've done things like smoke and drink all my life. You know, hey, you know what? That's why I'm where I'm at today. That's why I got this nice badge here. You know, defibrillator. It's because I, you know, drank, smoked, didn't sleep right, and eat right, and maybe you should listen to me now, and don't do what I did. You know what I mean? I guess I feel real fortunate that all these things aligned in my favor. You know, Lady of Lords, you know, supplied that, you know, whole experience. You know, I mean, I can't say any more. I can't say, give him so much. I like to give him a piece of my heart one day. I mean, literally, you know, they actually took care of my heart, and that's really close to me. So I'm looking forward to maybe playing some music for them one day. You know, something I could contribute. You know, that from my heart. You know.